With All In finally in the books, it's time to talk about it. But before we do, we're going to hear a quick word for our sponsor for today, which is SeatGeek. This video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you don't know what SeatGeek is a ticket app that takes the confusion out of buying tickets. They out a 0 to 10 score on each ticket to know whether you're getting a good or a bad deal. The green bubble means good, the yellow button means fair, and obviously the red equals bad. Now you're probably wondering, why am I telling you all this? Well, it's because once you download the SeatGeek app for the first time, you get $20 off your first purchase. If you're watching this on Instagram, the link to the app will be in my bio. If you're watching this on YouTube, the link to the app will be in the description below. Now I'm going to show you how the app works. Once you're in the SeatGeek app, it'll automatically show you all the upcoming events that's going on near you. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in my place, like Drake and 21 Savage. But for me, I'm trying to go to AEW Collision soon. Now, as you can see, all the green bubbles show great prices for you, and that's fitting and the less expensive prices. As you can see, most of them are pretty cheap. And you go down and then you see the red. And as you can see, the red is $1,600. Nobody wants to pay that much. So once you get your tickets, you can also look at this as the listings and make it easier for you. Click on the one that you want. It'll show you all the details and how you can refund if you don't want them. After that, you click continue. It'll show you everything from there, shows you the event, shows you all the detail, once again, how many tickets. Then you click on have code and put in code NEZ. So once again, when you download the app, you can use code NEZ to get $20 off your first purchase. And thank you so much for SeatGeek for sponsoring this video. So we start off the show with AEW Zero Hour. Now I wasn't going to cover this, but there was two important matches. The first one was Aussie Open versus Better Than You Baby for the ROH Tag Team Championships. Now this match, coming into it, I was like, I don't know who's going to win. They are both incredible tag teams, and Aussie Open are amazing, as I said. So it was going to be a what if situation. What if they win? What if they lose? Is this going to be the moment where everything changes and MJF and Adam Cole start to have different perspectives on what's going to happen? So I was like, somebody's going to turn on one person. But I mean, it didn't feel right at the same time. The best part of this was MJF doing the kangaroo kick. That shit was immediately the most funniest thing ever. It got a huge pop and it was just amazing. He hit that move perfectly and everything just felt right. MJF as a heel slash face, as our scumbag, has been funny as hell and it's been great. Then they go for the double clothesline and of course it was going to connect because it has to. It's London. We got to get a huge double clothesline pop. Then we get the 1, 2, 3. And MJF and Adam Cole are the new ROH Tag Team Champions. I did not see that coming. In one of my other videos, I discussed what I thought was going to happen, and this is not the outcome that I thought was going to happen. But I like this outcome because I love this Better Than You Baby situation. But however, at the end of the match, Adam Cole did stare at the world title for a little bit, which we were kind of like, ooh, what is going to happen later on in the night? Then we had Jack Perry versus Hook for the FTW Championship. Now, I'm not going to really discuss more of this because it really wasn't a very, important match, except for one spot when it came to Jack Perry going through real glass. Now, there's a whole thing as to why I'm discussing the real glass part, and it's because it's a whole situation with CM Punk that I'm not fully going to get into. Just know that it's a very, weird thing that happened. However, Hook gets the title back, and that's the end of the pre-show. Now, like I said, I'm not going to discuss the CM Punk and Jack Perry drama because I'm over the whole CM Punk drama as it is all the time. Just know that Jack Perry had to be sent to his hotel while CM Punk stayed in Wembley. Because, my lord, I'm so done with this CM Punk shit. However, now it's time for All In, and we start the show off with a huge scene of the crowd. And the first match is CM Punk versus Mojo for the Real World Championship. Now, this one was obviously going to be a CM Punk W because I do think we're going to get an MJF situation later down the line, but that's for discussion in another video. CM Punk got a mixed pop from the London crowd, boos and cheers, but once again, this is the reason why CM Punk stayed. There was drama, but I'm not going to discuss it. This match itself was great. I wish we haven't gotten the match in Collision already, only because it doesn't make this match as special anymore, because we already seen this match. It's just now it's time for the title to be on the line, and I don't know, it just was like, it left a bad taste in my mouth. I'm like, this match was great, but it would have been better if we didn't get the match at Collision. But yeah, CM Punk was bleeding immediately after that huge spot. But even CM Punk does the 5 moves of doom, then switches it to a Hulk Hogan situation, which nobody really liked. But this match, other than that, was great. I think CM Punk is doing a good job when it comes to knowing how the people's reactions are going to be. CM Punk retains, and that is about it. We don't know what's going to happen with the Real World Championship after this whole situation. We're going to see what goes on afterwards, but that is the end. Now it's time for the trios match. Kenny, Ibushi, and Hangman Page versus Bullet Club Gold and Takeshita. This match was absolutely amazing. I love every single person in this match. Of course, it was, a lot of people said it was pretty, random for it to happen on this show. But honestly, I didn't have a problem with it. These guys put on a banger of a match, and that's all that mattered for this type of show. And everything just felt right. Nothing was off. Jay White was amazing. Ibushi was amazing. Kenny was amazing. Like I said, everybody was just amazing. I think, honestly, these guys all together made this match so special. I think it had the fans kept up on their feet because they needed some match that's going to keep them going when it comes to the flow of the show. So I think putting these guys on at this time was the best thing to do because we need a little bit of high flying before we can get into the rest of the show. So I think Kenny being the second person to go in the card, I think was great. Everything was flowing correctly. I didn't have any issues with this match at all. However, the ending was pretty weird. I didn't expect what happened to happen, but it did. The Bullet Club Gold won with Takeshita. It was insane. I was like, okay. But then again, this leads the Don Callis situation to keep going. Then we had 2 of the greatest tag teams in the world, FTR and the Young Bucks, for their rubber match for the AEW World Tag Team Champions. Now, obviously, when I say 2 of the best tag teams in the world, there was no way possible that they were going to put on a bad match. And as I said that, it came true. It was not a bad match. Do I think it's the best out of the 3 matches that they've had? It's up for debate, to be honest with you. But this match was obviously very great. I mean, even the freaking crowd saying that Cash had a gun was the most funniest chant ever. You gotta love the London crowd. They exactly know what to do, and they know the savageness that they are. It was such a good time. I laughed every time they said it. But this match was amazing. A lot of near falls. I did not know who was going to win. I thought FTR was going to win, but I was like, yo, there's a real big chance that the Young Bucks might win. Then FTR goes for their own BCE trigger, doesn't get it, goes for the big rig, kicks out, and this match just kept going and going, and I'm like, yo, what is going to happen? Like, are the Young Bucks about to win the titles? I didn't know. They went for their BTE trigger, did not get the win. I was like, holy shit, what is going to happen? They go for their own big rig, and they kick out. But then FTR does the big rig once again, and they retain the AEW World Tag Team Championships. What is up for them next? I have no idea, but this has been a great run. And then we had the Stadium Stampede match. The Blackpool Combat Club against the Best Friends, Orange Cassidy, Penta, and Eddie Kingston. This match, like I said, it's a Stadium Stampede match, so this was going to be all over the place, and I love these matches. It was great. It was cool to see Orange Cassidy in an extreme match. Everything, it's hard for me to even discuss what happens in this match because everything was everywhere. It was such a good time. I mean, there was parts where people were in different spots, but the biggest spot in this match was Moxley getting freaking stabbed with the sticks. I forgot what they were called, but that shit was crazy. Then Orange Cassidy got stabbed with a fork with Moxley. Like, it was insane just seeing everything going everywhere, and it was like, yo, this match is insane. And people really don't like these type of matches because they feel like, oh my god, there's so much, and they don't like all of this. Even Sue came out, and that was funny. I was like, yeah, she had to get involved. Moxley kissed her, came out with a cooking pan, got hit with the cooking pan. It was such a good time. I mean, people were going through tables, and then they even gave big hug to freaking Wheeler Yuta. Orange Cassidy came out with some glass, put his whole hand in it to get his fist full of glass to get the orange punch done. And then it actually happened before that. Eddie Kingston came out like a madman, because of course he is, and then going off on everybody as he usually does. And then obviously after that, that's when Orange Cassidy hit Claudio with the orange punch, and then 1, 2, 3, and that's the end of the Stadium Stampede. Now we have the Fatal 4-Way for the AEW Women's Championship. Saraya came out to We Will Rock You, which was amazing, and with her family, so that was dope. And then freaking Toni Storm came out looking like Marilyn Monroe, even with a theme song like her, which was great. And then Britt Baker, and then Sheeta, of course. Yo, let me give something to Tony Khan. You got to give him this. Yo, he loves to buy licensed music when it matters. Now, this match itself was great. I enjoyed every single moment in this match. Every woman did great. Now, there's obviously some situations going on with the Outcast now due to the fact of the situations that were going on in the match. Sheeta, knowing that the odds are against her, she knows she had to push to her limits, and you can tell during the match. More Outcast drama starts when Tony accidentally hits one of Saraya's family members, and that's when you know, oh lord, this is what's gonna happen now. And that's been the beef going through the match. Then Saraya sprays Tony in the face, 1, 2, 3, and Saraya wins in her hometown. And I think that was an amazing spot. And hopefully Ronnie, we don't see any of Ronnie's, never mind, we're not going to discuss that. But Saraya got to win in front of her family as well, and it was such a great moment. However, when it comes to Sheeta, I was a little bit upset about it. Sheeta just won the title, and we all discussed, and they kept mentioning it, that she didn't get a proper reign because it was never in front of fans. And then when you saying that, you're like, okay, so Sheeta has to retain. But no, you say, fuck that, just because Saraya's in her hometown, we're going to give her a belt. That's how it felt. Because for Sheeta, she just won the title. You mean to tell me you're going to drop it now? Yeah, it felt like it was such a hometown advantage kind of thing, and I didn't really like that. Sheeta deserved the longer reign. Not saying Saraya didn't deserve a title run, just not now. Then we had the tag team match between Sting, Darby, and we had Swerve and Christian. Swerve coming out to Big Pressure remix, I thought was dope. I think it was cool. And it was nice to see Swerve say whose house in front of 81,000 people. Then we got Christian, the fake TNT champion, who's doing the best work of his career, by the way. We'll discuss that in another video. But yeah, this match was great. We even had a quick little vignette with Sting saying it's showtime with Darby, and he comes out to Metallica. I was like, yes, this is great. Like I said, licensed music when it comes to TK. He loves to do it when it comes and it matters. Pause. And this match was great, man. Let me tell you something. For Sting's age, it is insane to see the stuff that he does. And I gotta give it to him for that. Darby obviously doing Darby, Swerve doing Swerve, and Christian freaking tying Darby's hands together, and Darby still doing what he does. I was like, this is insane. They deserve the props that they need for this match. And Sting, my God, Sting can break the first time, so 65-year-old Sting does it again, and Swerve goes through the table. Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne got into it a little bit in this match. Felt like it didn't really need to be there, to be honest. Darby doing Darby things. Like, really? On the casket, Darby? Once again, the rest of the match, freaking 65-year-old Sting is going insane. Can somebody tell Sting that this isn't the 90s anymore? Like, it's okay to take it easy on your body. Either way, Sting's not going to listen. He's having a great run. Darby and Sting win. What a great match it was. The fans loved it. I loved it. And that's all that matters. Next was Chris Jericho versus Will Osprey. Chris Jericho coming out and performing Judas was absolutely amazing. The crowd loved it, of course they were going to. I think it was such a great touch, and it was cool to see everybody enjoy it. Then the hometown hero, Will Osprey, comes out, and everybody's pumped. Now, everybody has to give Chris Jericho credit, because a lot of people was like, Chris Jericho is not going to be able to go in the ring with Will Osprey. He's not the same speed as Will Osprey. And you got to give it to this man. He did a great job of trying to keep up with Osprey. And Osprey made sure he looked good. Jericho made sure himself looked good and made sure Will Osprey looked good. And it was just a nice back and forth match. And you can tell that it was so smooth, and Chris Jericho felt comfortable with working with Osprey and his fast-paced, high-flying moves. And I think people don't like to give Jericho the credit he deserves, because Jericho is amazing no matter what age he is. And also, Osprey being so young and being this good was obviously going to be a banger of a match. Nobody can take anything away from both of these guys. Will Osprey can never have a bad match, and neither can Jericho, and that's just my opinion. But Jericho looked like he was about to win, and of course he was not going to win like that. Will Osprey shows off how great he is, goes for his own Judas effect, and then even goes for the hidden blade, a Stormbreaker, and a 1, 2, 3, and the hometown hero, Will Osprey, goes home with the victory. Of course he is, because Will Osprey deserves it. Then Jericho and Sammy go in a little situation, so we'll see what happens with that on the upcoming Dynamite. Then we have the House of Black in a trios match with homage to Bray Wyatt, with the lantern coming out against the Acclaim. As now, this time, they're with Badass Billy Gunn instead of Daddy Ass. Then the Acclaim made this a no-holds-barred match, and this match was fun. It was cool to see a Badass Billy Gunn again. I thought it was a good little twist to it. Another match that wasn't bad. I think everybody in this match is very talented. The Scissor Me Timbers to Julia Hart was the best spot in this match. And everything else came before it, and it was fun. And then they showed Mercedes for like couple times now in the show. I'll get to that in a little bit. So the Acclaim and Badass Billy Gunn win the trios titles. And we could possibly be seeing a babyface House of Black due to the fact that they are the ones that gave the trios titles to them. So we'll see what happens from there. But now the Acclaim are champions. So back to Mercedes. You guys know that she's my GOAT when it comes to the women's division, and she loves pro wrestling, and I think that's the reason why she was here. I do believe she will be in AEW, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, because I know she may be still injured. Now, I don't know the time frame. She may be not injured anymore, but I do think it'll be down the line, maybe around the time that Jamie Hayter returns, that she'll make her return. I just don't think, her debut, I just think, she's going to wait a little bit. But I do like the fact that they put her on the screen a lot. Then we got the main event. AEW champion MJF versus Adam Cole, baby. The lights couldn't be more brighter for these two stars. This was going to be a great match. The tag team champions of Ring of Honor are going at it in the main event of the biggest AEW show of all time. MJF coming in as the devil with the women bowing down to him was absolutely amazing. You gotta love MJF at the end of the day, and this match was gonna be insane. They showed how their friendship mattered by putting on their Better Than You Baby t-shirts, which you can buy on shopaew.com, as a way to start the matchup to show their friendship. I enjoyed that a lot. And you can tell it's a lot of back and forth when it came to them being so good when it comes to chemistry. And it all led to great things, a couple handshakes, and then one that messed up after that was MJF went for another handshake, but this time This time he messed up, and that's when things went different. He poked Adam in the eyes, and that's when Adam saw red, and that's when the best friend thing went out the window for a little bit, because that's when he went on a absolute streak of just going at it. You can see MJF was having doubts about doing things to Adam Cole. Meanwhile, Adam Cole had no doubt in doing anything at all to MJF. He was willing to do anything to win the title, and that's when MJF kicked it into high gear and things got more serious for the champion. He even goes out and do the dive that he wasn't going to do at first, and he gets a huge pop for it. I gotta say, MJF right now, as being low-key a face with huge pops from the crowd and them loving him, has been fun, even though I love heel MJF at this fullest. But Adam Cole really felt like a heel in this match, what he was doing to MJF. Even at the end of the match, MJF was like, yo, my neck is fucking killing me at the media scrum. But then everything was going on. Adam Cole just had like doubts. He didn't want to do things to MJF because that was his friend. But then things just kept going on and escalated, and MJF didn't want to do a pile driver. So Adam Cole did the power driver to MJF. It was just like, yo, what is going to happen? These guys are going insane right now. This is ridiculous. They do a double clothesline to each other. 1, 2, 3, and the match ends in a draw. And Adam Cole's like, no, we're not doing this again. I'm not ending this match in a draw. And he goes once again, 5 more minutes max. And he says, no, we're going to go until we get a true champion in Wembley fucking Stadium. And that's when the crowd went insane and things kicked off even higher. The ref goes down again. And that's when, typical MJF matches happen. Then they go back and forth with the chair. This is my favorite spot of the night. They kept going back to see who was going to get disqualified. So MJF puts the chair over his head and pretends like he got hit by Adam. I was like, yo, this is hilarious. Everybody was clapping for these two guys because it was amazing. Adam Cole was like, yo, this wasn't me. He tried to go for the roll-up and he kicked out. And then this is where things got very interesting. No doubt that Adam has been in control of this match for most of it, really doing anything he can to take out his best friend. And it was like, yo, this is going to end it. MJF and Adam Cole is going to turn on each other. Then Adam, with a crazy spot, actually hits a Panama Sunrise on the ref. Everybody shook. That's when MJF goes for the ring and decides not to, because that is his best friend. Roderick Strong comes in with anything, low blows MJF. Adam goes and takes advantage, hits the boom, 1-2, kick out. Then Roderick gives Adam the title. Adam drops the title and says, no, not this way. And Roderick leaves. And then MJF wins with the most dangerous move in all of sports, the roll-up. And then MJF retains the title. Adam frustrated that he couldn't win. MJF was like, look, we're still champions. He throws it out. Adam is frustrated because he just lost in the most ridiculous way. And then he goes to hit MJF with the title, and Adam could not do it. Then MJF looks at Adam and they give each other a huge hug. As the Kingdom and Roderick Strong look on, confetti flies, and that's how the show ends. What a show. And that's All In London. And they will be returning to London for All In again next year. Best believe I will be there. So this show, I think, was incredible from top to bottom. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It was insane. It definitely lived up to what it was supposed to be, and I enjoyed it for the most part. There was some kind of iffy, decisions, but I was okay with it. What do you guys think about All In? Did you guys enjoy it? Let me know in the comments. This has been NezReacts, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you guys.